Welcome to the live stream, and I've got my icy drink here. It's not sponsored by these guys, but man, it's already hot in here. It's springtime here in the state of Washington. It's peaceful outside and tranquil and nice and warm. And let me know if everything's working right in the chat. Let me go. I'm down here and say hi. It looks like, let's put the chat on the air here. It looks like I have a welcome from Freddie. Look at that, Freddie, your picture's on the screen. So if you weren't here a few weeks ago when we did live chat on the air for the very first time, for some reason, Freddie was invisible. And so good to have you, Freddie. And I said, welcome, and he said, thanks, Mr. Bennett. Also here is Tony, Quick Tech Solutions. Thank you for showing up, Tony. Tony's got a great channel, so you should check that out over at his site. And if you are interested in learning things about IT and backup systems and how to do network systems in your homes, then he's got the channel for you. So again, tonight's live stream, it's Tuesday at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We have people already on with us from all over. And Freddie acknowledges the fact that everything's good. And also he laughed at that little statement there that he was the invisible man. So anyway, so it's a work in progress, and learning to do chat on the screen and setting everything up and then running a live stream and then also being able to do Q&A and demoing things in the studio is obviously a challenge any way you shake it or look at it. But I did a lot of research, spent a lot of time watching what other people were doing, thinking and processing. So we will do our best tonight to monitor the chat and then remember to clear it from the screen when I've had it on the screen for a few minutes. So kind of an idea of where we're going tonight. I'm sure you all saw the still frame. In the still frame, we had my buddy Boba Fett, and let's just put this shot up on the screen. So obviously when you get a live stream ready, let's get the macros out of the way so I can do this. Try that one more time. When you get a live stream ready, there's some shots on the right-hand side, still frames I took. The still frame on the left is the final one that is in my still image. And so lots of photographs, lots of lighting here in the studio. It wasn't a quick, easy thing for me to throw together, but I really want the still images to pop. And I did go shopping with my wife last week. And usually I save most of this stuff for the post show lately, but I wanted to just give a shout out to those of you out there that are Star Wars fans. And I was really excited to get my hands on that particular Boba Fett. If you watch the intro reel, you'll see my sky camera in the bottom corner right down there. And it was from the over-the-shoulder perspective from Boba Fett and Fennec on the throne. And that little Funko Pop came in a pretty big box, and it's already been unboxed. And I used it in the still image because I like this the series, because in that series, and here is my thought process on using that still image, and I want to take a few minutes to talk about still images tonight. We're also going to talk about some other stuff. We're going to talk about unboxing the Elgato Light Strip extension, which I have right here on my desk, and we're going to bust that out here in a minute. I have not unboxed it, just so you know. It is all sealed up, and I liked it so much that I added the extension. And the lights are over my shoulder right now. They're wrapped around that display back there. We're going to grab that. They're on extension cord, so I can pull them right over the desk. So I'm actually going to have that light strip here on the desk with me. Obviously, if I get it on the camera, it might darken the image, but we'll see how that works out. So it's good to have you here tonight, David. Thank you so much for joining me. David is, again, a photographer from Australia and very good at what he does. And I love to go over to his channel and check out some of the things that he's doing. Does a lot of things on his channel about products that are releasing and inside information ahead of time. It's good to have Doug Force here from Forced Online. So check out his channel and go over and see what he's doing as well. Thank you guys so much for being on with me tonight and for chatting, because it gives me something to display on the screen, and I sure appreciate you guys being a part of that. So back to still images. Still images are obviously really important for a YouTube channel, and I am building a YouTube channel here. A primary purpose of my YouTube channel is to share video, lighting, photography, tech, as well as obviously the things that surround live streaming, and that seems to be a lot of the focus lately, especially in the last year and a half, because I think that's kind of the world focus that we've been in with Zoom and all of the things, the meeting software that's been updated. Now we heard that that Adam Tao, who is the designer of Mix Effects, which is an app I really like on iOS for Apple and for Apple iPads and iPhones, as well as the iPod Touch. He is now working with Zoom. Can't disclose what he's doing. He can't share much about it. But if you go over to Adam Tao's channel and check it out, you'll hear lots of things about Mix Effects and his new relationship with Zoom. So with all the things that have changed in our world, obviously live streaming, being on YouTube, people consuming more things online, I think statistically the numbers are off the charts as far as what people are doing, purchasing things through Amazon, purchasing things and having things delivered to their doorstep. I think it's been life-changing and world-changing. So again, tonight I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you need to do as a live stream host at wherever you are, whatever YouTube channel you're at, or if you ever appear with someone else. Not only do you need to be concerned about you know, all the things you need to have in place to go live, from a microphone to lighting to the video cameras that we have here in the studio, the set, you know, all the things that are behind me, the lights that are behind me that are on. You have to be concerned about the little details that go into live streaming as well, from logos on the screen to being able to display chat to other things that need to be taken care of too. And that's like descriptions. So if I was to say right now, an area that I'm weak in is getting my descriptions done ahead of time, getting links inside my descriptions, because a lot of my live stream videos are either watched live or they're watched shortly after that, like in the next 48 hours. A lot of the people that have been following me, that get alerts, that set alerts or ring the bell, they are going to watch this in the next 48 hours, 72 hours or so. And a lot of times it takes me more than that just to get everything done. So not only do you have to write a description, not only have to create a live stream, not only do you have to make decisions now if you have a channel that's reached that platform, that plateau where you can do monetization and you can have other choices in your live streams, run ads, all of those things. You have lots of those things you have to deal with. But the one thing I don't think we've talked very much here on the channel is still image. So again, if you just joined me, let me pop this image back up on the screen. This was for last week's post show. And again, this isn't the still image, but this is the photograph that I took. This was about an hour and a half in preparation, and then getting my wife to come in and do a couple snapshots. These are some of the still frames on the right and the final image after it was edited on the left. And I went kind of for a vintage, really rough look when I edited it. So there's lots of little details going behind the scenes. You'll see this image on the still image for the post show. And I'll be talking about that image when we get into the post show. And right now I'm just dragging and dropping from my media pool right on top of this media player. So this goes away and these photographs go on top of it. So still images are really important. So this is the still image for tonight's live stream. And you can see Boba Fett in there. You can see other images in there that I took, and getting these things ready is super important. And then if you stay for the post show, you're going to see this still image that I did for the post show. We're going to be talking about the ATEM Mini, the price drop, ATEM Mini Pro, the price drop. I'm going to introduce a new puppet. I'm going to talk about where this puppet came from and where I am in that that process of using that puppet, and actually kind of disclose some some technical illusions behind the scenes in that post show as well. So still images hopefully draw people in, let them know what you're going to be talking about. And again, I don't have a ton of people on my live stream, so I don't know if that means that my still images are not that great. I'd love to hear your comments tonight and feedback, because we are going to have quite an extended Q&A tonight. And those are things I want to talk about. What your thoughts are on still images, also what your thoughts are on maybe the Elgato products, because they are pretty cool. And you know, guys, that I used a lot of the Elgato products because I like the lights and the ability to run them from my Stream Deck. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that. So again, I bring still images into Adobe Illustrator. I was going to open this up tonight and show you. Let's zoom in. And let me go in here and open up one more file. So please stand by. Let's go into tonight's live stream. And hopefully in here somewhere. Not going to help me that way. So let me do it this way. Got a still image loading up in Adobe Illustrator. So you have to have these photographs, and then you have to create a still image. And that is a process that you can do in a lot of different software. You could use Microsoft Word. You could use lots of tools out there. You could even snap a still image from Adobe Premiere, even some of the other applications like DaVinci Resolve, I think, has a photo snap feature. So you could do it that way. But here is, let's do this. So here is my Adobe Illustrator, and this is my post-show still. And let me drag this over. And so this is a bunch of different layers, and I'm going to talk about this again. I have my logo layer, and I'm just going to undo these so they fly back. I have the background layer, so if I pull that out, you can see it goes out. I have set a frame to be 1920 by 1080. That's high definition, right? HD. And so that's what I'm streaming at. So that's what I make my still images in. And for some reason, even though I have it completely lined up, a lot of times I'll have a little bit of a white border in Adobe Illustrator. I'm not sure what the bug is, but then a lot of times I'll bring those into Photoshop and crop them so that I don't have any white border. I want solid black to the edges. So these are layers. So we'll pull these back one at a time. Here's the photograph layer. I have the circle. I then have the fonts, and they're all layered. I can bring, like if I brought this circle, to right-clicked on it and hit arrange, bring it to the front, then now the circle's above the fonts. I don't want that. If I send this all the way to the back, now you're gonna see it's back behind my black layer. So then I need to click on my black layer, and then I need to arrange that and send that to the back. So as you build these, you have all these layers. This is a box layer. Then I have the fonts on top of it. Then I also have this other photograph. So I have two photographs in here. So one process is taking the photograph. The next process is editing it. And both of these photographs were brought into my software to edit them. I bring them into Lightroom, and then I use Lightroom to go into some effects and just clean things up. So a lot of times I may not like the imperfections on my face, and so I might fix something. Like if that particular week I have one of those little red dots that appears on our faces, I have the technology to make that stuff go away. So I use Adobe Illustrator to build all of these things. And so we'll undo all these crazy steps. I'm not going to go into all of the crazy details here, but let's see if we can bring it all the way back. So there we are, back all the way. And then we go up here to File, Export this, and I'll export this as a JPEG, but I could choose PNG. It's not a transparency, but I have all these choices. So usually it's JPEG or PNG file, depending on what I'm trying to do. A still image is not going to be transparent, and so that would go full screen. So I just make a JPEG. And then to get them on YouTube, they have to be below 2 megabytes. So I'll have to, a lot of times, bring them into Photoshop and then export them at lower resolution until I get it below 2 megabytes. And then, so once I decide if it's going to be a JPEG or a PNG file, then I'm going to make sure that name's correct. Then I will pick a location. And so tonight I am on my M drive and I have my live stream folder. And then right here you have, where are you? I have March 22nd, and then I keep all my resources in here. So here's all of the photographs that I took today. Most of these are of Boba Fett and Fennec because I really wanted to get that photograph right. And so those are all photographs. So I would hit save, it would go in that folder. And then obviously at some point when it's the right size or it's been cropped, if I need to do any cropping, then it would be ready to put up on YouTube. So a still image in reality is a really important process of having a good channel. And if you don't put time into still images, then I think you're making a mistake. So again, if you guys have any comments or any feedback on still images, or if you have any techniques or software that you're using, do you use Adobe Illustrator? Do you use a different program to make your still images? Are you taking your own photographs? Do you use your ATEM media pool to take photographs right from your camera? Which I could do right now. I could take a picture in my Blackmagic Design control software in the media player. There's a capture function. In fact, we might as well look at that. So let me bring it up on the screen here for you. And I'll pose for this so you guys can know it's live. Let's go back to this. So here's the photograph. And so right here on the bottom, oh, my section is filled. So I'll delete one of those photographs and see the capture comes on right here. So I will take a picture. Now you're going to have me in this super source layout, but here we go. And it's going to populate right here. So watch it. I'm going to smile real big. And there it is. It dropped in. And then I can lay that right over top. And this is what I do when I just want to show you a quick picture. I know that my logo's on, right? It's right down there below me. So if I throw this full image on top of that logo, watch, I'm going to go away and you're going to see a still image of this. So let's see if I can trick you. I'll put this back up as close to I possibly can. Now watch this. I'm frozen in time, right? And I'm back. There I am live. So again, that's just a little trick that you can do once you know how to lay those still images right on top. And I have two media players. You can see them right here. I got media player 1 and media player 2. And so I can have a background ready for Super Source, which you can see right here below me is that background. It's playing right now and you can see it's red. So that lets me know it's live. This image up here is live as well. And they give you a live little round red ring so that you know that. So I have every media pool filled with different things because I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about still images tonight. So I have some still images on the screen. Now here's one I'm going to be using to promote my new series. And so this is my new pop-out chat series. I'm going to be using this in Google Business. I'm going to be using this on Facebook and a lot of places. And then those videos are actually on my channel. In fact, I am setting a record for me today. And that is I'm going to be posting 7 videos today. That's right. 5 videos went live today in my pop-out chat for live stream today. So you can check that out here on my channel. There's a link in the description, as well as live show and then post show. So 7 videos today. And that should make me feel a little bit better when I get up on Wednesday morning because I have been behind, but I'm not behind anymore. So cheers to 7 videos in one day. In reality, it's not 24 hours. They all went live in the last 6 hours, except for I think it'll be 7 hours by the time, let's see, 10, 6, 7, 8, probably right around 8 hours before the last post show goes on the air after it's been live. So who knows, 6 hours, maybe 7 videos. That's pretty good, don't you think? So let me go back in the chat. Let's see. Freddie says, hi, everyone. He said that earlier. David Osler says, Photoshop and Capture One for me. So Yeah, so capture one. Oh, that didn't go on the air, so let me pop that up there. And that was just a macro I touched. So again, I can turn chat on and off, especially if I'm changing macros that shut off my chat. Then I have a macro set to turn chat on. I have a macro set to turn chat off. And then if I do this, if I switch to this view, hopefully it's still live. Yeah, it's still live. And then I hit this button. Then there's the sky cam, but you can see it's pretty messed up because it's got something going on behind it. So let's go chat on air and let's go sky cam off the air. Come on, go off the air, sky cam. So I'll put chat back on. So in the intro, I had it set up so in OBS on my PC, I could switch between live chat and my Skycam, which is over the shoulder of Boba Fett and Finnick, and we'll put that up on the screen here a little bit later. So I don't know anything about Capture One, David. So obviously I'm curious now. I'm going to write that down. I want to check that app out. Is it a free app? Is it a fee, a monthly fee, or a one-time purchase? Please let us know, David, in the chat. Any other comments or questions about what we talked about so far? Still images. I've shown you tonight's 2 still images. I showed you pictures that I took to get ready for tonight's. I also showed you a still image that I have ready to use for promoting my new series that's online now, 5 videos on Popping Out Chat. I tried to be really thorough, even though some of them are short, but they're all supposed to be able to boost your live stream performance within 5 minutes. And I think all of the training came in under 5 minutes, even though some of the intros and outros take me to about 6 minutes in a couple of those videos. So you can consume that whole series in one sitting, and I hope it helps you understand how I'm doing chat, how I'm using my Wacom tablet. And then I have a bonus I'll be working on Thursday that will talk about macros for both using, putting chat on and off the screen, which is not really difficult. But I also want to talk about how you can emphasize super chats with the flying key. So if you create a macro that's set up to use your flying key, then you could take someone's chat image in the middle of your live streams, and you could then emphasize it with the flying key, which is really cool. So if you're popping on chats for Q&A, and then all of a sudden someone gives you a super chat and you want to acknowledge that, you can bring them up, say thank you, and then emphasize it for a few seconds with the flying key, and then fly it off the screen, all with macros. And we're going to demo that after that bonus video goes live. And I may even release that bonus video next week during our live show. We'll see. I still have to record that and edit it. 5 videos was enough for me in the last couple weeks. And I started recording those videos on the 6th, I believe, and just now launched them, got them edited, and added all the graphics, the things that I like to do in my videos, which takes a lot of time. So again, thank you so much for subscribing and for hitting like and ringing the bell for our channel here and sharing it. Here's the response from my question. David said both a one-time purchase and a subscription. I pay the one-off fee. So you can purchase it one-off, or you can have a subscription. And I have a subscription to Adobe, the Adobe package. It's not inexpensive. I think with tax, it's like $61 every single month. But for what I get, I think it's so well worth it. I use Adobe Audition. I use Premiere Pro. I use After Effects. I use Lightroom. I use Photoshop. I use Adobe Illustrator, just to name some of the software that I use. And all of that helps me organize and edit and take my video production game to the next level, as well as photography. I do love photography. I wish I spent more time. Spring is almost sprung, and trust me, I am going to be doing some photography. So if you don't have any other questions about still images or about Boba Fett and Finnick, I did put a link, an Amazon associate link. Thank you for using those. They do help support the channel. So if you do decide to get that display, and I should get them out, right? I'm going to take them down. I love this over-the-shoulder view. Let me see right now if I can figure out, let's take chat off the air. Let me see if I can figure out, guys, how to show you this. Let's go chat off, this on. I'm going to unlock it. And let's see, I think I have this in my key number 3. Drag my control software back over where it's supposed to be. So I can run the show tonight. So showing the control software and running the show, because I'm live using that software. So it's very dangerous. And I need to have it over here so I can do the things I need to do. Let me just check this key and see if this is going to be what we need. Yes, it is. So let me throw a background on behind it. We will throw that on behind it, and let me bring it on the air right now. So there is the Boba Fett cam over the shoulder of Boba Fett and Fennec. They're right there on the shelf, and that was in the intro video, this little image in the bottom right-hand corner, and that was really fun for me to include me live in the studio tonight, because I wanted you guys to see over my shoulder and know that I was just chilling out while that intro video was rolling. So that's the over-the-shoulder shot of Boba Fett and Fennec. I started to tell you the story why. They, when the Boba Fett series came out, that just was released on the Disney app, what they, and that was Jabba the Hutt's throne, right? And Boba Fett and Fennec are on that throne. He's taken over that area, and that's what the whole series is about, how he ended up there. Everybody thought Boba Fett was dead, but he mysteriously fires his way out of that desert monster. I should know what it's called in Tatooine, but again, it slipped my mind. And so when people would come in to pay tribute, they would basically sit on that throne, both Boba Fett and Fennec, and Boba Fett would go, yeah, I don't know if I want this guy in here anymore, or vice versa. And then one of them would usually say, let's hear what they have to say. And I thought that was a perfect image for chat, because I do want to hear what you guys have to say. And here I am on my chair. I don't have my sidekick, but you guys know in the post show, I can bring in sidekicks. And I was just thinking about that picture and how it correlated when I was holding that in my hands. And I will then take one of my lights I had on it, one of my MC lights, and I'm going to turn that off right now. And I'll bring this out just before we open up the Elgato Light Strip extension. But here it is. This is the Boba Fett and Fennec little bobblehead. And so, hey guys, do you like my show? I don't know if they're saying yes or no. Do you guys like my show? Okay, you're indifferent. So I keep that on the shelf. And again, the shelf is just one of those things that makes me smile. And the lights that I have, like these MC lights by Aperture, are designed to help me light those things up. And I may add Elgato LED lights up here so that these can be mainly for off-site videos, to throw them inside vases and behind plants, whatever I need to do some practical lighting when I go out to do outdoor shoots. That's what I'd use these for. So, okay. So if there's no comments about Boba Fett and Fennec, I do want to hear your questions. That's the whole point of that still image. What do you guys have to say? Is there any products that you're excited about? In fact, let me ask David. I know you're on here with us tonight. David, if you're still listening, is there a certain lens or certain camera that you're super excited about getting your hands on that isn't been released yet? If there's one or two, maybe go ahead and drop that in the chat tonight. I will put that on the screen. I'd love to get your opinion. And if you want to know more, pop over to David's channel. So let me get my Pop Keys keyboard. Again, this is not sponsored, but set that out of the way so I can do this unboxing. I'm going to grab the Elgato lights, get out my trusty little knife here, clean up my desk. And let's switch angles here, make sure that my Canon has it timed out for good. It looks great. And then we will switch over to this view right here. And there you go. So I'm going to pop this microphone kind of up over my head and out of the shot. And then we'll dive right in here. Oh, that doesn't look very good. Let me switch this up just a little bit. So let me know if you can see good and if this sounds okay. I know I'm a little bit further from the mic, but I don't want the arm in our way. So this is the light strip extension. So if you get the Elgato light strip, and we'll grab it here in a minute, and I haven't done an unboxing because I'd say go over and look at Tony's at Quick Tech Solutions. He's in the chat tonight. He did a great video on this, and there's the box. We did unbox this last week. I believe it was last week. And I liked the light so much after I got it hooked up, I wanted to get an extension so it'll go all the way up and down the corner shelf back there. And then I will be able to use my MC lights for something else in the live stream. I would like to do some cool lighting effects on the desk, especially when we're doing unboxings, because even when you do an unboxing, like those images I shot, it would be nice to throw a little backlighting on this, right? So there you go. I added a little light to that. I could add a little color, and I could even take this off camera a little bit and move the mouse. And now I've got a little bit of separation light there. So we'll set my mouse over there. So let's open this up. I'm sure this isn't super exciting, but I wanted to do this live. We need a better knife than that. That's not even sharp. There we go. Let's get out a real knife here. Cut that. Cut that. Let's put this away before someone hurts themselves. That can go in the drawer now that I'm done with it. And we'll open this up. So it's just a cardboard box, and it's got some writing on the back. Basically says Elgato, a division of Corsair Memory. So Corsair has purchased Elgato. So there's the box. And again, that's the light strip manual right there. And we're going to open this up. And inside, as usual, you have the super mini little pamphlet that you get in everything that comes from Elgato. Then you have this little instruction manual of how to get it ready. And it looks like there's some scissor cutting if you want to make it shorter. I'm probably going to leave it full length, but that tells you about the sticky back. And so then you're going to get it in a bunch of different languages as usual. We'll set that right there. And then inside the box, you have another nice long strip. Now, these are flicker free, and Tony talked about that on his unboxing. And he actually said, I believe in that's why one of the things that he was really excited about. It's got a little Velcro that holds it together. And there you go. It's another light strip. And you got both bicolor lights. So this will do color and do bicolor. And so it's got a great color range. Tony shared those specs. I'm trying to remember what the color range is here. Oh, look, I should have been better prepared. I apologize. Somewhere in here, I think. Or on Elgato's site, it tells you, but I don't see it in the manual, just how to get it all hooked up and ready to go. But yeah, and the manual talks about how to hook it up, and it's got the little hooks on the end. Let's see if I can hold that up to the camera. You guys can see that, these little feet, and I think I could focus in on that. Yeah, so you got those little deals. That's all you need to hook up the light. And so we're actually going to get up from the desk, and I'm going to go grab the light strip, and we're going to plug it in. So here I have it in my hand. It's like holding an eel. It's all green. It's pretty cool when you get this in your hand. Bring this back up. So this is what I have on that side. See if this is going to work. So all I have to do is plug the two together, So let's see if I have that pretty well in focus. So we're going to do this right now. You probably shouldn't have it on when you do this. So let's shut it off here on my app. I don't want to break it. So let me go in my phone app right now. And let me go in here to the app. I have my other lights in the app as well, so I don't want to shut those off. Okay, I'm going to turn it off, and then now I'm going to unplug it from the strip. So I have the adapter right here. Let's refocus and unplug it. Now we're going to put them together. Same direction. Hot in here, my hands are slipping. There we go. I finally got it together. It was a very tight fit. And so now we're going to set this off the desk, fire it back up. Here we go. Plug it in. And it's on. So it's going to flash and then go back off because I had it off. So now we'll go back in the app and see if we can get this back on, and then we're going to hang it back up. But you guys saw it live right here. There you go. It is on and working and back on my setup color. So we're going to switch camera views this time to this camera right here. And I'm going to go hang it back up. A little housekeeping here tonight with the Elgato Light Strip. So again, that's as crazy as I can be. I actually put it together here live. It literally is just plug and play, though I will say it was a little tight fit. And so if you guys have not looked into the Elgato Light Strip, I would highly recommend you check it out. I love the fact that I can turn those lights on and off with my live stream. So now I can have it on the shelf. I can use my MC lights for other things. I have an app for it as well, but it's nice just to have all of my main lights come on. So I may be adding more Elgato lights. I love the fact that there's color available now. So what are you guys' thoughts? Tony, are you thinking about getting an extension for yours? Or is it long enough as is? Let me know. So let's do this. Go back to this other camera. We'll put chat on the air. And I got an answer from David tonight. Now, that's not the shot I wanted. That is a great shot. I got to fix my chat here. Sorry about that. We'll go back to this view. Grab my mouse here. And let me turn that camera off. And let's put chat back on the air. Should be ready here. Let's try this. Chat on the air. There you go. So David said the next Sony A9, is that 3? right? I. So that's what you're excited about. What's the street value or the street cost for that? And what happens if you bring it into Australia? Do you pay more in Australia than the United States? David, give us a heads up. That's pretty cool that you're sharing that with us live tonight. So again, still images. That's one topic tonight. Boba Fett, obviously, was an image to say that your comments and the things that you guys want to talk about tonight is important to me, and I want to have some Q&A tonight. And then obviously unboxing the Elgato Light Strip Extension was also something that I wanted to do tonight. Again, I think to have you guys live and be able to unbox things live is a pretty cool opportunity for me. Again, limited funds. So if you do use the Amazon links, I appreciate it. That does help. Also, if you'd like to take advantage of my free consult, I do 1 hour Zoom calls for anybody that's found me on the channel. And if you need help with something for live streaming and you see on my channel it's something I know something about, obviously, if I don't know anything about it, I'm not sure I can help you, but I would still be happy to have a Zoom conversation with you. Tony says, for my usage, the light strip itself is long enough. Okay. And probably about $5,000 US, 20 million Australian, laugh out loud, 20 million Australian. Okay. Thanks, David, for letting us know. So about 5K, that's a big investment in a camera, which is pretty normal if you're going to buy a very high-end lens, glass for it, and a high-end camera. And I don't know if you're shooting 4 or 6K, I'm sure that camera probably is going to do even more than that. In fact, is it rated for 8K, David? I'm sure it probably is if it's the new generation of the Sony family. It probably does 8K. Who knows? It might be even doing more than that. So I pretty much will do some 4K shooting in my Canon EOS Rs, my R, and I will do some 4K shooting in my Canon 5D Mark IV, my 5D Mark III, which is the one that times out all the time in the live streams. It won't do that, but it does great photography. All three of these cameras are amazing photography cameras. Obviously, the sensors and the quality got a little bit better in the 5D Mark IV, plus it added 4K. And then the EOS R got rid of the mirror and got you a flip around screen, as well as being able to do 4K and clean 4K 30 frames per second out of the HDMI out. And it's 422, so it has less compression than even what you would record in camera. And then you have RAW capabilities in the EOS R Canon as well. And I've pretty well had one Panasonic HM150 camcorder, which only shot up to 720p, 1080i. And that was the only video camera I have ever had. But I have had all three of these Canon cameras, and I think my 5D Mark IV with the lens, the 24 to 105, cost right around 4,800 US, and that was before tax, if I remember right, when I purchased it. So lots of investment. Where my EOS R was quite a bit less than that. I bought it with no lenses, and so I'm using the Canon adapter right now to adapt my L glass from my older Canons, and all I buy is L glass. I don't buy any of the less expensive lenses. I want something that's going to last, and I was a little blown away when they changed the mount for the mirrorless cameras. But you can buy a $100 adapter, even though they were near to impossible to get during 2019 because of freight across the United States, but they're available now. So check out the Sony cameras, check out the Canon cameras, Panasonic, Lumix. All of those cameras are great cameras. Some of them have features that other ones don't. Just find a good camera for you. And if you're going to live stream, I would say get a quality live streaming camera. Okay, so it is quarter till. I want to have some Q&A. I have nothing left on my agenda. We are going to talk about the A10 Mini Pro in the post show. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. We're going to have a lengthy conversation about that product. Would I still recommend it to people that are live streaming for the very first time? My thoughts on the price decrease, and what I think that's all about. And we'll talk a little bit about that in the post show. I hope you'll join me there. And I will be showing you an illusion that's used with some puppets, as well as a puppet that I have in my little buddies group. And you get a chance to meet that bird puppet tonight for the very first night, first time. And that will be fun in the post show. So any questions that you guys have about live streaming and about any of the products that I've talked about tonight, or any of the things we've talked about in the weeks past, I would love to do some Q&A. If not, watch me drink. Okay. I don't have low latency mode on, so it does take a few seconds to hear from you guys. Wait a few more minutes, and then we'll talk about something else that I had in the back pocket, just in case we needed a little bit more conversation before we wrap it up tonight. And so while I'm waiting to see if there's going to be any questions, I want to say I think it was about $39 for that extension, if I remember right. Just over $50 for the light strip. And again, if you look at other options, right, like the Philips Hues, this is a great option. It's flicker free. So check that out. And I will put links in the description later for the Elgato product. I don't think they're in the description yet tonight. So still waiting a few more seconds, and then we'll move on. Again, tonight I am using my Wacom tablet, and it's right here in front of me. I think I can lift it up on the camera. And because it has these little feet, I can set it down right in front of my Rodecaster Pro, which is just off axis of the camera just a little bit. And I have the Wacom tablet right in front of it. I'm going to show you that, kind of the layout and why I like it tonight, if we have that extra time. And so let me do this while I'm waiting. I'm tethering my iPhone to my Apple TV because I want to be able to show you guys a different view. See if my Apple TV comes up. It actually came up tonight. Had to reset it. Oh, it's on the screen? Why is it on the screen? Chat off air. Sorry about that. There's always going to be a mistake in a live, it seems like, regardless of how hard I work, so there isn't. So I just want to show you guys this in this mobile camera. So let's switch to this view. And there is, I know the light's glaring pretty hardcore right there, so let me lift this up. So here's my microphone. So I want to give you the me view. So as I'm doing live, I have my microphone right here, and right over top of my microphone, I can glance right down like this. This is my eye shot. And then there are you guys right there on my camera, and there's my confidence monitor right above that. And so I can just look down at the chat. You guys can see the whole chat on the screen. Now, I just pull that down from my PC onto my Wacom One tablet because I've shared my screen, but you can look on here. Here's a question from Freddie. Now, it's not going to pop on the screen because I'm using that outlet right now. But Freddie said, do you have the HDMI cable of the Wacom connected to the ATEM or to the PC? So we'll talk about that here in a minute. But I want to show you guys this. We'll answer that question. So the Wacom tablet is an extension of this PC. So there's my cans of air, and that's so I can blow off my desk. So obviously if I'm snacking, I can clean this all off. I just dropped the can. And then that's my PC. It's the NZXT. There's an unboxing, sorry. That's my PC and my can air. I should have taken the microphone with me. I apologize. So that Wacom tablet is a monitor plugged into that PC. That PC also shows up right here. So I have screen 1 and I have screen 2. So all I have to do is pop out the chat, and then that's the Aaron Parecki pop-out link displayed on that side, and then I can then click on this transition right here and move it to that side of the screen. And so that is now displaying up in that monitor. So this monitor right here is also from the PC, if I want it to be. So watch what happens. You're going to lose me if I switch to PC on my ATEM. That's my PC, and it's set to PC, not multi-view right now. So if I push that button and I come back over, there's Freddie's chat, and you can see it took over the screen, and there's a reason for that. So we will cut back to this view. And so that is a monitor when I want it to be to my PC. This is a monitor to my PC. The left part of my bin cube, because I have my HyperDeck coming in there. That's my multi-view from my Extreme ISO. So that's the multi-view from that Extreme ISO. And then that's my laptop. And so that is the screen that goes with my laptop. And this is my Asus ZenBook Duo right there. So let's cut back to me and the logo. So because I'm using my ATEM, I also have my Apple TV coming into my ATEM. And so I have to switch screens when I'm not tethered or showing my iPhone. So if I switch back now to my PC so I can see that the chat is up there, then if I turn chat on the screen now, it should pop up on the screen. So there's Freddie's question. So my Wacom tablet is hooked into my PC. So what I can do is I can have OBS opened up on my PC, as well as the chat popped out on my PC. I can bring that chat onto my Wacom tablet, because remember, it pops out, so I can pull it down into, is there a mouse on the screen? Yes, there is. Look at that. I can even have my mouse on the screen. So isn't that crazy? Let's get that off. That's why I like to use my Wacom pen and not my mouse. And I can crop this so you can't see anything above and below. So just remember, that's a transparent layer, because if you go into Aaron Parecki's pop-out chat plugin in Chrome, you go into the settings in that Chrome extension, and it has an OBS section, and you type in transparent. That's in my video series if you watch it. And once you type in transparent, everything behind it is transparent. But this week we actually can see Freddie's face, because I actually made some changes. I don't know if that fixed it, because I also can tell you that my buddy Freddie changed his picture from where it was before. So the picture may have fixed it, or my new settings may have fixed it. So Freddie said, do you have the HDMI cable of the Wacom connected to the ATEM or the PC? And that is going into my PC. But here's what I didn't tell you, Freddie. My PC, right, goes into my ATEM. So it's important to note that, and here's why. You can have cameras come into your ATEMs, the ATEM Mini, Mini Pro ISO, Extreme ISO, as well as the other ATEMs. It'll automatically detect it's a PC. But what people forget is it now becomes a monitor. It's one of the inputs in the multi-view, right? So if you have multi-view up, there's a picture coming from your desktop. If you're sharing your desktop, you can then have your desktop as part of your broadcast. And so now my Wacom tablet can be part of the broadcast if I want it to be, right? Because I can actually create it and bring it in the stream, because my PC and my laptop have been plugged into my ATEMs. I have my PC plugged into my ATEM Mini Pro, and I have my laptop plugged into my Extreme. And because I have the program coming in from my ATEM Mini Pro into channel 3 in my extreme ISO, it's a part of my show. And I can bring in whatever input I want from my A10 Mini Pro, but I can only bring 2 in at a time. I can bring one in as an input, and then I could bring another one in as a picture-in-picture if I wanted to. So I could have 2 things for my A10 Mini Pro on the screen at the same time, but I really just use it as a switch in my lives, and I can switch between different views in that. So if I cut to that channel, right? So I'm ready to cut to my A10 Mini Pro. And so now it's just the chat. So if I take chat off the air, and then I change channels to camera 3, there's camera 3. That's my OBS on the screen. I can also turn that off. It's just black now. If I go back to here, it's Apple TV. Go back to here, it's camera 1. And that's really all I have live right now. So I normally bring those things in to my live stream with my picture through SuperSource. However, I bring those in, and I'm combining them with my live stream because I wanted more inputs and I didn't want it to unplug things and plug it back in. So I can bring in the Apple TV when I need it, which is not that often, and I can tether my phone, and I can bring chat on the screen, but I can't do the Apple TV and chat at the same time because I need that program input from my A10 Mini Pro to be able to show one or the other. Now, I could use the picture-in-picture feature, but it's just too much to deal with. And so I have to not show chat on the screen when I'm showing you my PC, my camera 3 or my Apple TV. I have to switch back to my PC. And so now I have my PC live. And so now I can bring chat back on the air. And so I could tap on Doug Force's comment. And he says, I think we're drinking the same sparkling ice tonight. Yeah, this is sparkling ice. This is strawberry watermelon. And you hold yours up. Doug, are you ready for this? I'm gonna, can you touch the screen? There you go. Cheers, brother. So there's the Doug Force online. And he's drinking the same ice drink, and I just got to. It's hot. It gets about. I got to figure out the air conditioner in here. There's so many other things I've been working on. I need to cool things off. So, wow, we've been on for just short of an hour if you count the intro video. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I really want to invite you to check out the Wacom-1 tablet. I think it's a great solution for monitoring chat. I'm also starting to draw Boba Fett on my Wacom tablet. I am going to show that once I get that the body in. I've got the helmet done when I get the body in, and it's limited time. It's not that I can't draw it fast. I just haven't had any time to draw. I do want to get that and show it on screen, so that'll be exciting. So not only can you use the Wacom tablet as a drawing device, right? You can use it also as a display device in the middle of your live stream, and you can also use it to monitor the chat. And I like the fact this right here because I'm looking down a lot at keyboards and all that stuff. So it's just natural to look down at chat and then make it go live. And I don't have to look over here or look over there. And I'm not reading on the screen and then having to use a mouse to mouse around and put that on the air. I literally can look down and see a new comment, like that one from Freddie, tap on it and put it on the screen. And then if I can't read it on my small 5-inch monitor, which I can't, I do have some glasses on order that will help me read it. And I may go to a 7-inch monitor there. I mainly just use it as a confidence monitor so I know what's on the screen, what's on the air. I see what you guys see. So I can just simply bring those on and off the air. That's by hitting the clear feature, and then whatever chat I put on the air, it then goes gray. In fact, I can look down right now and see that there's one that I've never put on the air. It was the response to Freddie saying hi to everyone, and it's white, and all the other chats on my display are grayed out. I can still read them. I think they're too light. I'd like them a little brighter. Maybe they can go to like a different color, but one chat hasn't been displayed, and that's one right here. And I hope that you guys will respond to Freddie tonight and what he's asking you to do. So I will then do my new bonus video. There's 5 available now, taking you through the whole pop-out chat function. Showed my Wacom tablet in that. I showed how to copy the link, how to bring it into OBS. I showed how you bring OBS into your desktop, then onto a key. I'm using key number 4 in my ATEM, and we'll talk about what key you'll have to use in the post show. If you get an ATEM Mini Pro, we're going to talk about that. So again, I can use one of 4 upstream keys, and I like the flying key feature. So I am going to be using that in my live streams going forward, and I am going to be using that in the months to come when I do get a super chat. And that's exciting to me because I do want to do something special with the super chats. And so I'm looking at some things that I can do with super chat, as well as I really would like a little bit of fireworks that pop off. And I do have an image for that. I just have to work out the details in the macro. That will be fun. And so super chat will go to a different part of my screen with flying key, and then the fireworks will pop off in the live show. And that's going to be exciting for me in the future. So I will be demoing that this week and working out all the details of that. And it will be in that bonus footage, and then we'll use it live in the weeks to come. So Doug Force says this. He toasted the screen with his black raspberry ice. Okay, a black raspberry ice, and I have strawberry watermelon. So this is sparkling ice. I get this at Costco, which is like a bulk store here in the US, and it's 0 sugar. It's with vitamins and antioxidants. And so it's supposed to be both good water as well as sugar-free, and it has flavor, and I don't like drinking water if it doesn't have flavor. So that's my answer to keeping myself hydrated. And so thank you for that toast, Doug. And then Freddie says this: I think in my next US trip, I will need to try the sparkling ice. Yeah, Freddie, I hope you come into the US, and hopefully you come to Washington. And hopefully one day I get to Venezuela. And a shout out to Freddie Ponce. We've been chatting back and forth since the very beginning of the year, last year, I believe. So it's been really fun to have that relationship develop right here from the live stream. So again, that's all I have. We're going to go to the post show here shortly. We're going to introduce a new puppet. We're also going to talk about the price decrease of the ATEM Mini Pro. I'm going to talk about the value of that going forward, and just have a good time together in the post show. So I hope that you will join me over in the post show. Again, I want to thank you for your comments and your responses to even questions. It's fun to interact. It's, obviously we could do Zoom, but we're doing a live stream. I wish I could see your faces, and maybe one of these days we'll invite 2 or 3 of you on live, figure out how to do that in Zoom, and then bring you on. Hopefully Adam Tao is working on some of the things that that he knows that it would be fun to do in Zoom. So it would be cool, Freddie. I hope I do see you in December. That would be totally cool. And I would love that. So, well, that's all I have. Any other comments or questions before we roll? I'm going to roll the outro, and we're going to move over to the post show and have some fun there tonight. Again, go check out my new series on popping out chat. That is available now here on the channel. And here's what the still image looks like for the first of the series, which is part 1. And again, as I said earlier, it is a 5-part series. And if I can get my macros to move here, it is a 5-part series. And you can see the description there on the side. And all 5 of those are live right now. And I hope it helps people out there who want to learn how to pop in the chat in a live stream on YouTube. That's where I focused. I focused on using OBS as a tool because I think there's some great things that you can do with OBS. And then you could also be using that layer like I was to bring in my Skycam as well. So Freddie says, see you in the post show. Have a great night, everyone. And so thank you guys so much for being with me tonight. We are going to roll the outro. I hope you'll be with me again here next Tuesday. And if you have time, join me in the post show tonight. But until then, I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. And have an amazing week. And if it's springtime where you're at, enjoy the sunshine like I'm going to in the next couple days. So until the next show, have a great, great, great week.